Hello and welcome to the Horror House Podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jeff.
This week in the Horror House, we were talking about 1981's Firestarter, another Stephen King movie. Was it planned? Was it fate? Who can say? Who can really say?
Is there a difference? It may not have been planned by man. It may have been planned by the Force or the giant turtle that Yao Ming that the whole universe rides on.
Are you talking about the Bisco Beast? The Indiana
Bosco Beast.
Bosco.
Bosco Beast.
The Baking Beast? But we're three guys like to talk about horror movies. Sometimes we talk about real life stuff like that. The Brain Beast. What's his name? Anyways.
Einstein.
It's prop time. It's prop time tonight. I'm gonna set something on fire. And what a better movie, because there's a lot of science in this. I think I saw a lot of science guys. So, we'll give that a go. But fellas, hello, welcome to the Horror House once again.
It's a great day to be here. It is weltering hot. You can see the background behind me. Fucking hot as fuck.
Hold on. We need full view of Dave.
The flames have got me. It's so hot.
I don't know a lot about the remake for Firestarter, but I have a feeling that some people would say that your version was better. And I'm one of them.
I put a lot of effort into that.
Real quick, I just want to see if something is working. Can either one of you, whoever volunteers first, say the name of the movie we're watching or talking about tonight?
Firestarter.
I'm a Firestarter.
One more time.
Firestarter.
Firestarter.
I had you guys audio muted, so you couldn't hear it the first time. I ruined my own joke. But that's what we do. That's what we do here. And I'm not going to technical difficulties just yet. It's not time. Are we ready to talk about some news, or?
I'll give you this.
Thank you. Are we ready to talk about news, or is there anything you want to talk about before we get to the news, or after? I don't know. We just go in hot. We don't even worry about anything. Unless there's a clip of...
I've got my tennis shoes on so I can jog over to the news desk.
I thought you were going to talk longer, so I took a drink.
That's it.
That's on me. That's on me.
I got the shoes on. Jeez.
It is time to talk about some news. Dave, why don't you regale us with your first story?
Okay. So I went to the gas station the other day to buy some Reese's peanut butter cups. Came home with some beer. The moral of the story is I like titties.
That's been our show. Thanks for coming. We did our best.
I totally stole that from
We don't need the
TikTok,
intro again.
But, yeah.
Roger, don't run the intro again unless I tell you. I've got an intern now.
Get on him. Don't look. Okay.
Why didn't he set up the Firestarter joke? Roger, you got some explaining to do later.
Right, Raj. All right, I'm going to start with some personal news. Inspired by Big Black Mac. I don't know what his name is. That was in the chat last week. He asked about horror books. I said, you know what? I've been itching to go by the bookstore anyway, and I picked up a few things.
What did you get?
Some zines, as the kids call them these days.
Oops.
Fangoria with Abigail on the
Ooh.
cover there. Great movie. It's in Stella's on the Sleep 2 rotation because it's nice and dark, and also pretty decent movie.
All right.
I also got the Horror Hound magazine, with Evil
Oh,
Dead 2 on the
cool.
cover.
Lift it up a little bit
Nice.
more. Lift it up a little bit more. Let us get the full glory. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh God, it's catching on fire. Put it out, put it out, put it out. Dave, it's on fire.
Chewy.
We almost had a
Been on that
situation.
thing.
We almost had a situation. What else you got?
And I got some. Then I churched up a little bit. Went over
The
and got
Bible.
some books. Well, the first one is legit horror book called Terror. Now an
Okay.
AMC series, and I only just realized that just now before I showed it to the camera. But the Terror, it's supposed to follow the story of a sailing vessel in 1845 called the I can't
Ship
remember.
where
Oh,
nothing goes
HMS.
wrong.
So it is a
Oh,
British ship. The HMS Terror, and they're on an Arctic expedition, and they kind of get stuck in the ice, and something is stalking the crew and attacking the ship.
I've watched a
So
couple
that sounds
episodes
very
of
good.
it, and it was pretty
It's a good
good. I don't know why I
series.
stopped.
Okay, I didn't even know the series existed. I just saw the book. I was like, oh, sounds pretty good. Then I got another one, a little less serious of a horror novel, or of a horror book, as the kids call it these days. It's called Meddling Kids, uh, Edgar Cantero. And so they had to change the names for copyright purposes, but basically, what if the Scooby Doo gang, the mystery gang, um, solved a real mystery in 1977, but now it's 1990? Fred's dead, and the other kids have a new mystery to solve that is part mystery, part actual Cthulhu invasion. Um, so it sounds really like a it sounds like a novel story idea. What I did there.
We need a rim shot sound. How do we not have one?
Uh,
That joke deserved better than that. And that's
I
all
would
of
feel like a
your.
douche if I give myself the clapping hands on that one.
I don't use the soundboard enough to remember how to. I don't know if you heard that, but
I did. I did.
is that all of your haul?
That's my haul. That's my haul.
You're going to be learned in no time. I didn't know that Horror Hound made a magazine. Honestly,
Neither.
these are the same guys
It's,
that do the
same
conventions.
guys. Yep. It does it seems real like a really good magazine. It's a lot in the Fangoria vein. I don't know that it's quite like Fangoria is just such a solid book. The cover is so stiff, like it's an item. This is a step down towards just a magazine from there, but I mean it's filled with horror goodness. The Evil Dead article in here is talking retrospective of the film, but also like a deep dive on merchandise and stuff like that. So it seems like it'd be a really cool one.
Nice.
So hopefully I can get some good reading in this weekend.
Man, I've not got a Fangoria in a hot minute. I've almost bought the subscription once they relaunched it a few good times, but I have not. I haven't. So you'll have to let us know if Fangoria is still up to that level that they used to be. In investigative journalism, investigating journalism.
Who watches The Watchmen? I guess it's me.
You. Mike Flanagan is making an Exorcist movie, and now it has a tentative not release date, but the year of the release is now saying that it is 2026 for his movie that he is writing and directing. So we can see
That's
Elliot
too far away.
from E.T.
Yeah.
probably be in it. He'll probably have something to do with it. He may be Pizzazu. Do you think he's going to do that? Do you think it's going to be all the actors he usually works with in an Exorcist movie? I feel like that would take me out a little bit because it's The Exorcist.
And some of them are really good actors.
Yeah, but I mean, he's used
and
them so much, and The Exorcist needs to be its own baby. Get different people.
I
I'll eat my
watched
words though
another.
if it's good.
We watched another Stephen King movie this week. We watched Harold's Game, which
Oh,
is not necessarily associated with Mike Flanagan, except for the book she is reading at the house is The Black Phone, Stephen King's. Um, or no, Midnight Mass. She's reading the Midnight Mass book.
oh,
But it's also the woman chained to the bed, her mom, and her dad from her flashbacks are all Mike Flanagites.
yeah. That's why I thought it was a Mike
Flanaganites.
Flanagan movie, and
It
the fact
feels
that
like it.
I always thought it
Feels
just
like it.
was.
Yeah, pretty solid. Like it's the flashbacks are disturbing.
Yeah.
So
Jeff, Exorcist, Mike Flanagan year,
Oh, year? Yeah.
the
too
2026.
far away.
Dave,
It's far, but maybe, it'll be good.
I'm down. I'm down. It feels like we're all waiting for movies at this point. There's nothing. We just wait. We just wait.
I'm getting old here. I got
Yeah.
time to wait.
My mortality flashed before my eyes when you said that. I'm like, I hope I can make it to Superman. At least give me Superman. Dave, what you got?
Oh, they dropped some new descriptions and images from the new Universal Orlando Epic Universe, and specifically from the Dark Universe hub or portal of the Epic Universe. And one was mostly in shadow image from like that came out like 6 months ago. And I just thought it was from a movie because it's mostly in shadow, so you don't get a good look at it. But apparently, it is an actual image of the werewolf animatronic from the Werewolf Ride, which is called a family ride, where you're like these gypsies are trying to you in a cart and shoo you away so you can escape from the curse of the werewolf. So that sounds pretty cool. And then like the big feature roller coaster is going to be a dark coaster, where you go into the catacombs. Frankenstein's daughter has taken up his life's work. She has found a way to contain and control the universal monsters. Dracula has other plans. Um, and so
Okay.
the monsters escape, and you have to, on the coaster, you're escaping from the monsters, including Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, and Creature from the Black Lagoon. And there's an image released from the Creature, and it looks totally badass.
That
And
was
I'm
my
sure this
favorite
is going to
part of
be.
what you showed in that
My God,
video.
yeah, and
It's
I'm sure this is going to be one of the like 3D rides where you're riding and it's roller coaster, but also there's film with it. Um, so Universal pulls that shit off so well. It is fantastic, and I look forward to this.
oh shit. I fucked everything up. I kept saying 1981 Firestarter, and it is 1984.
1984.
Retraction.
Dare you?
Hey, there's some people that have made a career on the internet of being wrong. So if I put 1981, maybe more people will be like, and then, you know, yeah.
Spoiler alert, by the way, before we get into it. Jeff, where's your rating on the Universal Orlando Dark Universe news? I gotta know. I gotta know what the Jeff thinks.
Sounds good.
Oh, right. That warms the cockles of my heart. I'm gonna take it. I'll drink to that, and I'll buy that for 50 cents. Chris, you got some more news?
I do. As hot a news as you can get comparatively to what I said for my first piece, which was, you know, release date for The Exorcist. We also scheduled for 2026. Dave, this is just for you. Jordan Peele's 4th movie. And that's all the news for that.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. And when does it come out?
2026.
I think they even released a date. Halloween 2026.
Oh. There you have it.
I think that's what I saw. But the best thing, I guess the best thing about both these movies coming out is we know Hollywood is certain that America will still exist in 2025, 2026, and 2027.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I got that going for me, which is nice.
Dave, more news?
Well, I want to know how excited are you for the Jordan Peele? How thumbs up or thumbs down on the Jordan Peele news?
I mean, it's just a
Undisclosed
date.
Jordan Peele project.
I need a little more go on that than just a date. I mean, Jordan Peele,
That's all you need, Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele.
2026.
Jordan
Yeah, what's he doing
Like,
for the next
again.
year and a half? Get it together. 2 years. Over 2 years.
You didn't say that for Flanagan. Or is this racially based attack?
Not racially.
We just
I'm
need
canceling you.
another Jordan Peele movie right now.
But he's not making The Exorcist. You need some time to cook that.
Right.
David Gordon Green.
Franchise.
David Gordon Green microwaved it, slapped it on a plate, and said, "Here you go, motherfuckers, eat up."
He's like Banquet, but like the dollar store version of Banquet microwave meals.
If I see a David Gordon Green directed Campbell's soup commercial coming on the TV, I'm throwing my TV out the window.
It may be on your way sooner than you think. Because that is my 4th piece of news, is that Campbell's has hired David Gordon Green to direct their upcoming pea soup commercials. Summer pea soup. It's a summer of green. I think is the advertise. I think. No, I'm making
very
that up.
appropriate.
I made it all up.
Very appropriate, because fuck pea soup. I'm in my old age. I eat a lot more soups than I did as a young man.
That's the only soup I like.
Pea soup?
Yeah.
What's with you?
Yeah.
Chicken noodle?
I like it more than chicken noodle. Chicken noodle's okay.
Tomato?
Tomato's okay.
Potato.
No. Tried, couldn't get
Oh
into
man,
it.
I make
Jeff,
I make a fire.
how do you feel about soups? Okay.
Oh, there you go. Jeff should be the new spokesman for Campbell Soup, because that was the most enthusiastic thumbs up we've had yet.
I've got
I got a
one
little
last piece
of news
Go for it.
for an upcoming movie. Damien Leone's Terrifier 3, I guess, is wrapped filming.
Is he a mafioso?
And who? Furiosa.
Is he a mafiosa? Mafioso? That sounds like a mafia
He's-
name.
Yeah, it does. It really
Damien
does.
DeSato. I went Trump. I didn't go Mafia. Well, kind of same thing.
Yeah,
Anyways,
you went full. Hey man, he
they
got the
killed.
gabagool.
Look what they did to my boy.
He got the, he got the gabagool. Remember the Mad TV skit where they were like Sopranos with all the cuss words taken out of it? So then it was like
Yeah.
compressed into a 5-minute episode. It was just like what the gabagool, and it just keeps cutting, and there's just like no coherence to the show. It's a great one. But Terrifier 3 has wrapped filming, and surprise, surprise, a horror actor from the past has risen and is in Terrifier 3. Jason Patrick.
Jason
Oh,
Patrick.
yeah.
Whose dad was in the original Exorcist? And part 3.
Yep. Yep.
Welcome, Tim.
Yeah. That is
Who?
wild.
Oh,
Wild news. Wild news. What do you think, Jeff, about Jason Patrick in Terrifier 3? What do you think in general about Terrifier 3? Where are you at on 1, 2, and 3?
I haven't seen 2. 1 was okay.
Okay.
All Halsey was all right.
They
oh, I
really,
forgot that it
I
started
thought
on
that
that
was
one.
okay. Yeah, that was okay. They really tried to, for Terrifier 2, turn up the violence factor. Like, it almost at point felt like we're going to see if we can drive people out of the theater on this. And I knew that going in, and I always think that, that's some William Castle shit. Like, nobody's, no, they turned the violence up. It was great.
This first one was pretty violent.
Yeah. I think if you watched the second one more than 3 times, you go on an FBI. Oh, hello FBI.
Our last piece of news is we lost another one, boys. Another horror great has passed away. Donald Sutherland, 88, who right after a couple weeks after we started our news thing, our video intro into the news desk. Don't come for us, Universal or whoever owns that. It's a homage. That scream, and so
Educational purposes only.
yeah, when we leave the news desk, you'll see and be regaled with his screech from the end of Body Snatchers. What a moment. How have we not done that movie yet?
No, it's such an iconic movie, but also the end of that is, like, did we not do it? I thought we did do it.
I'm sure I don't think. Hold on. Where's my
I
list?
think we did.
Actually, let's leave the news desk. There he was. There he was. Now let's see. Where's my list at?
Donnie Sutherland's in it. Spock is in it. Spock is a player.
Kevin McCarthy is in
Jeff
it.
Goldblum. So many people. It's even got some Cronenberg connections.
Kevin McCarthy before he was Speaker of the House.
Not that one.
Oh wow! I was thinking that at least he had something to fall back on when he got ousted from that.
Maybe we talked about it in Apocalypse
Yeah.
movies, but we have not done a straight episode on it.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised.
But I'm sure we've talked about it a lot. Like it's like Hereditary,
Gotcha.
where
Gotcha.
we talked about it so much that if we get like a real hardcore horror house fan that wanted to on their own volition without being paid to do it, they could probably piece a couple episodes together just from those kind of things, and that'd be pretty cool if somebody would wanted to do that. I'd listen to the whole thing.
And we would. I promise we wouldn't be a Universal. We wouldn't copyright strike you.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yeah, Don Sutherland is iconic. I mean, he's in so much. He's in so much. Like I have no words. I had mainly because my notebook I left it at work. Oh,
Garbage day.
That's why we love you, and we can't trust you. Can't believe you've done
leave me
this.
with the nuclear secrets. I'd leave them in the
Um,
ballroom, and then
well, let's get into some Firestarter. Oh, what?
let's. I'm a fire starter.
Jeez. What? Let's talk about some friggin' Firestarter. I'm not gonna do the sound again. Who wants to just jump into some discussion? Go for it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Believe in
Um,
yourself.
so who picked? This was a Jeff pick. Is this a Jeff pick?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, in keeping with Horror House tradition, Jeff, give us your back of the box summary of Firestarter.
1984 Firestarter. It's basically about two people who, oh, it's a bunch of people who go to an experiment from a government agency called the Shop, and they do experiments on them, and at
Don't
least
do
two
drugs.
of them survive and fall in love and have a child who has pyrokinesis.
Don't do
Now,
drugs, kids.
the Andy, the father, obviously had mental powers. Did we get confirmation that the mom did too later on? I mean, they talked to each other, I guess, but was that firm confirmation that she also was in that kind of?
Yeah.
I guess her not melting like the other people was probably the thing.
I kind of felt like that was an indication that she could. This was back and forth communication. They were both shining.
But so can you be drugged up to get the shine?
Sure seems that way.
We didn't
And you
talk
can
about
definitely use
that.
drugs to. You can definitely use drugs to dull the shine, a la Doctor Sleep. So
We didn't talk about in Pet Cemetery the daughter potentially having the shine, and that was in my fucking notes, and I forgot all about it.
it's opportunity.
But maybe we did talk about it. That was I don't know. I don't think we did.
It's we cut that. It was
So,
deleted for time.
Oh, that
We'll
makes
make it
sense.
into the Patreon deleted scenes.
That makes sense. Um,
And can we talk just briefly about the biggest missed opportunity? At no point when they were talking about the little girl did anybody. I personally, I think this should have been Martin Sheen's line. At some point, he should have looked directly at the camera and gone, "This little girl, she's a fire starter." Uh, yeah,
it was worth it. It's like
I get
Corey
a kick
Feldman.
when movies go out of their way to say the title of the movie. He said the thing. He said the thing.
George C. Scott did at one point when she said, yeah. I was like, he said the thing when they were in the lab, and he convinced her to set it on fire, the wood, and I can't
I
remember
could
exactly what
not
he said,
hardly
but
concentrate on some of what he was saying because he so disturbed me in this fucking movie. Oh,
was it the
he's a damn
ponytail
maniac.
or just the essence
the,
of?
The eye, the ponytail, the appropriation of Indian culture. Love it.
What was
Only
his
in the
name?
80s. Go on, make
Bird song or bird feed or something?
John Rainbird.
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 Bird song. I feel like I'm going to have to cut maybe that out or we will get taken down.
At least
That's not
there
politically
was
correct.
cultural progression, because if this was made in the 60s, the character would have been played totally different. But in the 80s, it's still bad that, oh, we just a ponytail on a white guy and he's an Indian.
But what a white guy, George C. Scott.
I mean, the dude is an actor, man. Like I said, he was so disturbing.
He convinced me when he was like trying to sell it to Charlie. He's like, oh, what's going on? And finally gets on her side. He's like, I was a prisoner of war and all this stuff, and feel sorry for me. And what's your problem? Oh, that's terrible. And I'm like, he's feeding bullshit, but I'm kind of getting on. He's kind of bringing me over too. Maybe he's a double agent. Maybe Johnny Redcorn is a friend. If I keep doing that joke, it's a joke, clearly, right? It's not.
That makes it a joke, yeah. When Curious George told her, Curious George is like, I can't wait to look her in the eye and jam my palm into her nose and send pieces of bone into her brain while I look her in the eye and she dies. Hopefully she takes me with her. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You could just stab her in the back of the neck if you made a friend with her. Like, fucking, you don't have to do all that.
Also, why did sometimes he wear an eye patch and sometimes no eye patch?
He got an eye
Even more
infection.
disturbing.
And for real?
Yeah, it's on IMDb
Oh.
that he got an eye infection from the contact lens he had in his eye.
Oh, I see.
So it wasn't healed, so he had to put the eye patch on.
Fair enough.
So they just make it look like he put the eye patch on for the girl, you know.
I thought that's what it was at first, but then when she starts to plan her escape and she takes him out to the hallway to talk to him, he didn't have it on that one, and I was like, maybe I'm crazy. But no, I wasn't.
Disturbing.
Also, did Steven Seagal see this in 1981 when it was actually made? And think in 40 years, that's what I want to look like minus the burns. Plus a bunch of black hair dye. Also Russian. Add some Russian in there.
Also sucking Putin dick, yeah. Well,
yeah. Because
very real possibility. Very real possibility.
Another person that he reminds me of that I feel like is worth mentioning, especially because of that and long hair, the preacher from the 88 Blob. Tim. Jeff, you hadn't watched the 80s Blob, had you?
No.
Okay, we won't spoil any of that because we'll go back to it for sure. If we had some more whiskey, if I had some more whiskey, I would commit it to paper that we're going to do that tomorrow. But we would reenact the whole movie and air it this weekend.
Get the ice maker.
But let's later on I have here's a tease. I have a connection. It's not really the Daviverse, but it is the Cronenbergiverse. That sounds like a condition. But we'll get to that later.
Universe.
We'll get to that later.
Oh, here's how dumb I am. And I have seen this movie before. It's been a while, but I have seen it before. I turn it on, and the credits are coming through, and David Keith's name comes up. How dumb am I? I'm like, oh, Keith David. That's weird that they put his name. Like, okay.
Yeah, that is.
I just went with it. My brain thought Keith Davis is in this movie, and I'm thinking, I'm keep watching. I'm like, where the fuck is
Wow.
David? Then they got
what a stupid person would think that. How dumb do you gotta? How dumb do you got? I did too.
One black guy in the whole movie, and I'm like, that's not David?
Oh, I didn't
What
make
you
it to
trying
there.
pull here?
I didn't make it to there. I kind of forgot about him after, and then I saw the credits rolling at the end. I'm like, David Keith.
All right. All right. Okay. At least I'm not dumb alone.
Yeah.
Jeff is like, you idiots.
Yeah.
Our corners in the horror house in the living room are right across from each other.
His dad is Brian Keith, actor. Who was
Brian
in-
Adams?
Yeah, Brian Adams. Same last name.
Bryan Cranston? Nothing is funny and makes sense. It's just all, gibberish. Tim says, I'm Cronenberg adverse. Yes, that's offensive to me. I should have let Nightbot ban you. Not my chap. You love Cronenberg. We battle Cronenberg. Don't make me break out my book. I probably will.
Long
I
live
probably
the new
will now.
flesh.
Amen. Amen. Dave? What else?
Yeah, don't make me reach into my abdomen and pull out my abdomen gun.
I've got a really cool video drum Blu-ray that would work really good in that gag. Because it looks like a Betamax tape. Did you know they picked that because it was small? Anyways,
Great stuff. Great
I
stuff.
have a kind of stupid question. If anybody would like to try to figure it out. Andy,
Sure.
We get the flashback. They've killed his wife. He's running around the house trying to figure out what's happened. Which I don't love this sequence. It's not my favorite. Like, I feel like it's missing something. But he's in this suit. I don't know what exactly they had them doing because I feel like they were under kind of lock and key, kind of. Like, you stay in this house and you go to work or whatever. But he's in a suit and a tie and all this. And then he has, it looks like a pair of Adidas from the 1700s. They are the oldest looking pair of shoes I've ever seen. And they absolutely stand out. They have to be there for a reason because they just stand out so bad. I couldn't imagine a wardrobe lady being like, yeah, just wear what you brought in.
Heart. He's old hippie at heart. That's my mental canon for that. You can put him in a suit, but he's still an old hippie at heart, and he's wearing his
right.
Jesus Walker tennis shoes. And he's going to wear them out.
Did you say Jesus Walker because Jesus walked in them?
Probably. What disturbed me most about that thing is he comes home from work and wife is dead in the closet. Like, they didn't even dispose of her body well. They could have just took it with them and then left him not knowing anything. Maybe framed the wife. Oh, she must have ran off with her girl. We didn't do anything, whatever. He runs around the house, upstairs, downstairs, like Wee Willie Winky, runs outside, and the two dudes are in the driveway. You just came home. You didn't see their car in the driveway?
What?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And wait, in their driveway?
He didn't see their car in the driveway. He wasn't suspicious when he walked in the house. He wasn't suspicious. He couldn't find nobody. If I walked in the house and I saw a government vehicle, because let's face it,
Was
you know
there
what
a government vehicle at their house?
When he runs right outside the house, and there's not even put the girl in the car yet.
No, he drove.
Yeah, he went to.
Up.
He calls the neighbor or whoever. He's like, "Do you have my daughter?" And that's.
Then he pulls up behind the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Another dumb Dave.
Wait. Did you think that was a flashback in a flashback? He sees his dead wife, and then he's like, he remembers to when he got there. When he got home.
Honestly, probably I was falling in and out of sleep at that point. Because, like I said, this is what I'm watching after Stella rolls over and falls asleep. And it took me 2 nights to get through Firestarter, so this is about where I was falling in and out of sleep. So I'll blame it on that, but also my brain is dumb sometimes.
Tim says Firestarter, the precursor to Inception. Dave's like, Christopher Nolan, you got some splaining to do. Carrying on that. Wait, to piggyback on that rather, before we move on from there. Charlie is talking to her dad, and she's like, Mom's screaming and this and that. I thought she was meaning that that she killed her. Until we saw that,
I
and
really
I thought
that was.
Yeah, because she certainly led us to believe that, but then there was no, like, unless I missed it, like, real Jeff, was there something I Daved there? Where Charlie was talking about her mom being dead, it seemed like she was saying that she killed her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got the same thing from it too. Like, she acted like she killed her, but she was like, but when you see like she burns her hands, that's what she kept complaining about, that she hurt her mom.
So we just went too far.
I think it's just misleading.
Oh, okay.
It almost seems like they had the story written one way, then decided, well, that's too much to have her kill her mom, so we'll just retcon that.
Maybe.
Oh,
could be. Now, have either of you watched the remake? I know I've asked you this 4 times since a week ago, and I've heard both of your answers. No. Okay, me also no. Tim, have you seen the Firestarter 2022 remake? Let us know if the mom dies by fire. Also,
I did watch instead of the remake, I watched the companion to this, which was Stranger Things. Also with the government experimenting with psychically powered kids.
I didn't realize that they pulled from this a little bit. Conceptually, I mean, it's not like Firestarter, but it kind of, I mean, there's elements of it, and E.T. and all this. They take a little from.
Allegedly, the Montauk Project was real, and I did find an actual Freedom of Information Act document where the CIA is talking about Russia might be developing psi actors or attempting to experiment with psi powers and psi actors. So the CIA was going to look into it to see if there was any validity. So supposedly this is like, some of this has released through Freedom of Information Act stuff. The CIA really did look into some of this stuff.
Interesting.
Allegedly,
right, somebody's knocking. Who are you?
Blackhawks. Why is there a helicopter landing on my roof?
Hitler got into some occult stuff too. Governments, man. We could do it. Well, maybe we shouldn't, because I want to stay alive. Sometimes that stuff creeps me out in a unique way. They get a bunch of money. A bunch of money from a phone, a payphone. And listen, 1984 was a different time, for sure. You'd need a lot of quarters still to get a hotel room. So, curious. Is an airport, though, so I guess I could buy it. Why wouldn't they just do something a little bit, like, just get somebody's wallet? Everybody carried money then.
I mean, an airport payphone was probably going to be loaded. Like,
if you're going to get a payphone,
cell phones.
Yeah.
At the airport is the where to get it. So I'm down for this. I'm kind of okay with that story.
Let me talk to my guy that knows a lot about airport payphones. Tim Happens. A bunch of quarters and a brick of cocaine in every payphone. I don't know if you knew that. In the 80s, especially.
Seems legit. And cocaine was hotel currency back then. So.
Oh, yeah. Plus, there was a Sheen in this movie.
Tiger blood, man. Tiger blood.
Yeah.
There was so much tiger blood in this movie. It was guaranteed to be winning.
Another precursor to tiger blood. Daddy tiger blood.
Oh,
I
don't
would
say it
do.
that way anymore.
I would do a technical difficulties on myself right now if I hadn't just done one. Maybe I'll wrap myself off. How about we do that? Oh no, Chris died. No, he's back.
Don't mind me. I'm just refreshing my drink.
So they get picked up by Hitchhiker Grandpa. Or Hitchhiker Picker-Upper Grandpa. Excuse me. Who I felt...
Arnie.
Really? Is that who that was?
Yep.
Oh. I thought he came off a teensy bit creepy.
He does.
And then Nurse Ratchet was his wife. I wonder what kind of age gap that was, because it seemed kind of big.
It does.
It seemed it to me as well. I was thinking several times, like, this would never fly today.
It may
Is
fly.
that his daughter or his wife or both?
It may fly
like,
more
as well.
and also less.
It's like every Sean Connery movie. When he got older, they kept getting younger.
But this is Art Carney, so.
Yeah.
Andy just implicates.
He's a little bit of a badass. The farmer's a badass. He gets shot, and he's like, "Good woman, I ain't got time to bleed. They didn't have no warrants. Send the government after me."
But it's Andy and Charlie's fault, more specifically Andy, because he's an asshole. Sorry, R.I.P. But he put them in direct danger because he knows they're being chased. He knows they're not completely stupid, but I got another thing to say about that later. But he immediately, while they're at their farmhouse, implicates them into their running away from the government thing. What's really going on? Well, I'll tell you everything. What you doing, Andy? Time to get some new sneakers and clean your fucking brain out.
He could have just, he had so many options. He's got powers. You got so many options. Why do you just call this poor farm boy?
Yeah. You should have just took a lot. They've got money. Drop them.
He's having like many like tremors, or they said something like that, like
pinprick migraines. And so is that like a bleeding migraine or something? Because obviously he's getting that all the time. So
it can't be healthy for him to keep doing that.
Yeah.
It seems like it takes a lot out of him. So
he could have. He had more options. He could have gone to a bank and been like, "Give me all the money." The rest of the acting he did when
instead of going to a payphone 30 times. So it sounds like a bitch, have real migraines like a man. So telekinesis. Well, they don't really have what like telepathy. Is that what they have? What's the what?
He has telepathy. Shine. He's got the shine.
And the mother and the father. So two telepathies make a fire child.
Mm-hmm.
What would two fire people make? They should have went down that line with sequels.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like breeding Pokemons. I'd been into that, but another
probably would have made a Dark Phoenix. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a Dark Phoenix.
Maybe. I like it.
The
agents chasing them down from the shop. They could have shopped that name a little bit more, I feel like. It's okay. But why does not a single one of them have a fire extinguisher? or some fire retardant clothes? Like anything protective? A bottle of water? Anything? They should know vaguely what's going on and what they're after, so...
And even if they didn't fully understand that she was a Firestarter, You didn't wear no shades, so the guy can't hack your mind. Would that
The
have worked?
shades stop it?
Polarized sunglasses.
True.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say polarized. Yeah, I
Go.
did some research on my own, and I found that polarized shades stop mind hacking.
Is that why Ray-Bans were popular in the 90s?
Go get you some blue blockers.
Blue blockers, holy shit.
You had to go get blue blockers.
Any other points you guys want to touch on? Any points? Anything?
It's
Anything at
all
all?
practical effects. All practical effects. So
Most of them looked pretty good. For the time, they were great. At the end, like they got a little bad for like slowing the bullet, and she explodes the bullet. Um, that for the time for 1984, I thought everything looked super great.
Yeah. Watching it, I was like, I don't even like to remake this now. It would be full of so much spectacle, like everything, like him doing mind shit, her to do it. All they had to do was put a fan in front of her to get her hair blowing, and then you are bought into she's doing mind shit. She's setting shit on fire. I'm like, they'd put so much CGI on all this, and it'd be so much spectacle. Like you lose the whole story. Like I don't want to see a remake. And then at the end it goes full spectacle. I'm like, this is great. So I
When
thought the
she's just
fireballs
fucking
were
shooting
amazing.
rockets. Yes, I was so in. Even when like the scientists are running out of the mansion, I wanted her to light everybody up. So she left too many survivors for my taste.
If you watch yourself do this, it's very hard to get it to. Damn, sorry about that.
Science.
The when he's driving away on the golf cart, the scientist, that's not Keith David. I'm like, what is she gonna do? Just do like a straight line of fire and like fireball up his ass? Or not fireball up his ass, but something like that. And then a literal fireball. I'm like, did she shoot a missile? uh,
She obviously mastered magic missile pretty
yes.
early in her build.
Yes. We've talked about the remake, Mac. I was just saying that I feel like it would have to have, like, looking back on the original, there'd have to be so much spectacle put on it, and I'm sure there probably is. Too much CG. But we don't know. We've neither three of us, three I could have let that play in forever. I was trying to do something clever by saying neither, but neither feels like two things. But 3 plus neither, this is going way farther than I really wanted it to. Anyways.
Oh, none of us.
None of us. I'm really wanting to click that technical difficulties again because of being in the way I am.
Oh,
TLDR also.
eh, I did appreciate um when she first started fireballing. There's one quick moment where you get like a mannequin that's roasted that just peels out of
Yes.
the screen, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
Glorious.
There's so much of that. She hits like the one guy, like everybody's ran past. But that one guy, like he's seen them shooting at her so much, and none of it matters. And she's now magic missiling all of them. And he's like lining up his shot behind the bush. He's like, I'm gonna get this bitch. He couldn't be logically thinking that. He should have been running, but she fireballs his ass. Is that supposed to have been his body that immediately rockets up into that tree? Because that's what I thought it was supposed to be.
I believe so.
It audibly made me go, damn. I loved that. There was a few of those where it was just like this body just rocketing after it got hit with this fireball. I'm like, this is great. And
Burn it all down. Burn it all down.
George C. Scott's demise, was a little gorier than I thought it wasn't really gory, but like they really went in on that face of his. I thought it was going to show stuff like melting for a second. I'm like, they're going hardcore with this now. They played pretty mild with the human stuff, but here we go.
Just see his flesh start cooking.
Yeah. Get some Final Destination, like, I could talk about the ending forever. I did see there was like a group of 3 or 4 guys that were running during kind of the beginning of it as she's like doing the trails of fire and stuff. And you can see them wearing human masks and their like suits are like real bulky to like, get the protection from being actually caught on fire. But it was very, that was one of the only ones that I was like, man, no, that was a little much. I mean, at least they didn't get hurt, probably, hopefully. At least they served a purpose. But I'm like, I see your shit.
So, the fire effects were brought to you by Jeff Jarvis and Mike Wood.
Mike
So
would what?
Jeff Jarvis also did the special effects for Howard the Duck, Star Trek 2009. So the dude's still pretty active. In Short Circuit 2.
Oh, the more racist of the circuits.
Hancock, Transformers. Oh, this guy's got a long history in the effects department. Started out doing the special effects for one of Chris's all-time favorite movies to hate, Exorcist 2: The Heretic.
Oh. Well,
I don't know if that's one of your favorite movies to hate. I just decided to assign that to you.
I don't think I've ever really watched the whole thing. I've seen a lot of it, but I certainly hate David Gordon Green's. Oh, I'm froze. I'm froze as shit. Am I not froze? Okay, I'm back. Tim says, if you guys like pyrokinesis, check out Psyops, the Mindgate conspiracy video game. Fantastic psychic action shooter where you get all kinds of mind powers.
I remember that game. Yep. I do remember
Still waiting for a
game.
sequel, Jeff? Did you play it?
Oh, yes, at the very end. Sorry, spoiler alert. It ends, and it's like, there's supposed to be a sequel. Yeah, cliffhanger.
I know.
Psyops will return, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it was such a good game. It It had the gunplay and the psychic powers, and it was phenomenal.
It was distributed by Midway, so I think they went under, so they never made a sequel.
Oh shit! So it's like lost in copyrights and shit that somebody owns, but who knows?
They decided to focus their money on a Centipede sequel. That story was so good.
Yarg's Revenge, or that was Atari. Either way. But yeah, Firestarter. I think I got ready to just start going towards the end of the show there. We usually rate them. I'm new here. It's my first time.
We got, and Jackie did not watch any of this. I tried, but it was a little outside of her wheelhouse. But I almost won her over saying that Drew Barrymore was in it. What did you think about Drew Barrymore's performance? Kids get graded on a special scale, but I thought she did good. I
was never annoyed by her, which is usually, I feel like you have either a decent kid actor or one that annoys me. Is my one or the other. It feels like.
Yep. So
Mac has a question.
Well, that was a boring discussion since we all agreed.
Okay, Mac's going to save us.
You haven't really chimed in shit on Drew Barrymore for us, just a little.
What?
Did you like her as an actress in this? As a whatever she was.
Of course.
We still all agree.
I'll say it. She was trash. She acted like a little kid. No, I don't know. I can't. She did.
Trash Drew Barrymore.
Mac asks,
I
I like
love
to read a
Drew
lot
Barrymore.
of horror novels, and even though King is not my favorite, guys, what do you think is the best adaptation of Stephen King's from novel to film or TV?
Oh,
Anybody? Anybody got a?
this is a really good question.
I wouldn't say
Mac,
I've not read
you
Firestarter, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't usually read the ones they made into movies. I try to read the other ones that they haven't made into movies.
we just did Pet Cemetery. I'd
I mean,
maybe say that. I don't know.
I might say Pet Cemetery. The Shining is not the good Shining is the Stanley Kubrick movie, and it's not a very faithful adaptation. Um, Stand.
Misery's fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I would maybe say
yeah.
Misery. That's what I would go
yeah.
with. Well, I don't know if that's the best, but I would say my favorite, which is essentially the best because
I'd say
I'm always right.
I'd say
It's good.
I would
It's great.
say with Pet Cemetery or the spiritual of the season 2 of Castle Rock series. Mac, have you watched the Castle Rock series? Gerald's Game was good. Gerald's Game was good. Green Mile, not horror, but good. It's got some horrific things.
Shawshank Redemption.
Hearts of Atlantis.
I don't know what that is.
It's Anthony Hopkins.
What?
Yeah, and
As a Stephen King?
he comes into like stays with his family, and like there's like these missing pet posters, like dogs or something, and it's like people are coming after him. So that's when he knows people are coming after him.
Oh.
You'll see like missing pets, and it'll be like a description of like kind of him.
Anton Yelchin was in that. I'll have to check that out sometime.
Okay. You want to take
Very
a drink
good
for
movie.
Anton?
I'm out of beer.
While I leave you with this, who wants to do an episode on Sleepwalker set in Indiana?
The incestuous cat movie.
Incestuous cat people. I don't even know if that's based on a book.
I
So,
mean, King had that thing. He probably maybe still does, where he writes so much that he will sell students that are making like student films and stuff scripts
Yeah.
for $1.
yeah.
And maybe that's where Sleepwalkers came from. Mac, if you want the worst, if you've not seen it, Sleepwalkers is one of the worst. In that, well, maybe not worst adaptation, but certainly one of the worst movies.
First adaptation,
It is.
Desperation.
Was there a Desperation
can't
movie?
say that it's one of the
Yeah.
worst movies.
Dave doesn't agree?
Desperation? I don't know that I've seen the movie. It's a great book. Both of
Yeah.
them. What's the other one? Because there's 2 companion books.
The
Desperation and
I know what Desperation and
I've read it.
the Richard Bachman book.
Yeah.
yeah, the Richard Bachman version. Both of them were really good. I got both of those the same year.
Starts with a D.
I like the Richard Bachman one.
Desperation and the other Desperation.
The Regulators. God damn, that it wasn't a D.
Regulators.
I've had more than 4.
The Regulators is really good. I enjoyed the Regulators more than Desperation.
I thought both of them were solid though, but I didn't even know they had made it into a movie. Okay.
Yeah, it's a TV movie. It has Ron Perlman in it, so I mean, like that part of it's good, but just a lot of the acting was just not great. The special effects kind of crap. And then I read the Desperation and then rewatched the movie, and I was like, oh my god, it's.
Did they do a movie for the Regulators?
No,
not
that I know of. I don't think.
I like the movie for Needful Things and it's trash.
What?
Acting's so terrible. The acting
Ed
was
Harris? Ed Harris is in
terrible. Yeah,
that.
no. Ed Harris, yes. Guilty. He's guilty.
Did you ever see that
everybody.
thing
It was
with Ed Harris on the when they did A History of Violence, the Cronenberg movie, during their junket? And he starts slamming on the desk. He's like, "Do you want to know about violence?" And people are like, he like lost his fucking mind. Look at it. It's a great clip. You'll feel uncomfortable. Anyways, Ed Harris comes
What's
up.
the century?
I forgot what I was going to say earlier. I was going to connect Firestarter to the Cronenbergiverse. And I almost
let's hear
forgot.
it.
So you have the shop. This government thing that is, working with these people with powers. There's Martin Sheen. He's the captain something. Now in the Dead Zone, he's this politician, runs up for office. Obviously, he lived that. We have to pretend that he lived through that bullet through his skull. That's one of the big catches. So if we can get past that hump, I can take you places. But after that, we'll have, yeah. But we get through that, and then of course he'll die in the Dead Zone for real then. But Johnny had mental powers, precognition, these visions of seeing the future. And of course, now that we're in this Cronenbergiverse, we connect that to Scanners, who had Consec, which had Michael Ironside and all these people with these mental powers again. We've got a whole universe of movies that we've now put together, and then Dave can connect them to Batman Forever if we just give him a moment.
Batman Forever is kind of tough, but how about Stanley Kubrick? Because who would
Stanley
you
Kubrick's
choose
Batman
as
Forever?
Stanley Kubrick's Batman Forever, never released. He wrote Batman Forever in 1912.
1912?
So,
What the fucking year is that?
who are you going to
1912?
choose? So they started the experiment with hippies and taking hippies off the street, giving them the drugs. Once they found out it worked, this program went to shit in a hell in a handbasket, as the kids say.
Okay.
And so now, who are you going to
Need to
choose to
science
put
up.
through this? Maybe a soldier who proved himself in Vietnam by going deep in the bush to kill Captain Kurtz. So I am talking about Captain Benjamin Willard, Martin Sheen's character from Apocalypse Now. And
Okay, keep
so
going.
he goes through the program to get powers for the,
So is he Batman?
continued, he becomes
No, because he dies. We can't do that.
probably a Batman villain. He's probably more of a villain. It's the Sheen. It's Tigress, Cleopatra. Well, he's got the tiger blood, so maybe he went trans and
Daddy
became
Tiger Blood.
a leopard.
Pure tiger blood.
From he became the leopard chick from Wonder Woman 1984. So.
All right. Now that we went off on a deep tangent and tried to connect universes, which, Jeff, thumbs up, thumbs down on me and Dave connecting these universes. Sorry. Thumbs up or thumbs up on us connecting these universes? Okay.
Dude, great job. Great job.
You may stay. You may stay here. One of us. Take a bow, Jeff. You've earned it. You've earned it. I think it's time to rate Firestarter. Maybe it came out in 81, maybe it came out in 84, maybe 1993. Who's to say? This is the first one I've ever got completely wrong.
That you're gonna admit to.
No wonder when I was trying to get pictures for this, Googling Firestarter 1981, I was getting like the same two garbage pictures the whole time. I'm like, how is there just nothing? That would do some splaining. Jeff, since this was your pick this week, Dave, why don't you give us your thoughts first on Firestarter 1964, and let's get into your thoughts on Firestarter 1974.
So, uh, entertaining movie. The premise is good. Like I said, it does tie to the allegedly real or maybe confirmed real Montauk project, government experiments into psionic powers. The dude who invented Timothy Leary, is that the guy that invented LSD?
Yeah.
Jeff, you're the resident LSD expert. Um, so
The Kool-Aid Syndrome.
um, yeah,
Dave's
Chris, whenever we
grandparents.
need an expert opinion,
Oh, Dave's grandparents live next to that guy, Jim Jones.
yes,
Just saying.
that is a true story. We should do it. If we
We,
do a cult movie, I can tell some Jim Jones stories from my mom's childhood.
I'm
Um,
down.
yeah, I went to his church a few times. Um, but an entertaining story, unlikable. David Keith is in my research I found out he's no Keith David, but he is likable, and he is very much one of the it's that guy guys. Like character actors, I think they call him, as the kids say these days. Um, because he's in a lot of stuff, but he's not like a dude in a lot of stuff. Oh, just kind of generically good looking guy. Did a lot
Generically
of
good looking.
religious movies late in his career. But Drew Barrymore, excellent. George C. Scott is a fucking maniac, and this is such a far cry from his role in The Changeling.
Yeah.
Um, it's, I mean, it kind of shows his range, though. He's able to act with or without a ponytail, and not everybody can pull that off.
Yeah.
Um, so, but overall, the movie's good. It does. It's a little slow at the start. The flashback I didn't care for greatly. It's great that you get some story. It just seemed like it was rushed. Like, let's get the flashback to get the story, but let's not really suss it out very much. We give it just enough time to move things along. Um, the end makes up for that a lot. You know what? I'm going to change my rating. I had my rating down because the end is goes balls to the fucking wall. Um, all of it, where the barn and the confrontation between Andy and John Rainbird, and then fucking Charlie going ham afterwards. I'm bumping it up. I'm gonna bump it up a whole point.
Damn.
So with Dave's new ratings, which I've been saying for like 2.5 seasons now, my new stricter ratings,
Hashtag Dave rates
I
high.
had this down to 6.5. But I did bump it up a full point for the end is bunker, so I said 7.5.
Okay.
Definitely a
7.5.
recommend. Definitely a recommend.
7.5. All right. Dave, I feel like me and you both have similar criticisms for the movie. Like, we talked about the flashback stuff. And I felt like there's just something that wasn't quite there for me. I don't know if it's a story thing. Maybe I don't know. But I didn't love the flashback things. I needed maybe more. I don't. Maybe less. I don't know. Um, but Andy, the dad. I watch Young Sheldon a lot with my wife, and if he's not the
I
dad of
think
the
that
kid that plays Georgie in that show, then there's no God. I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying, if you know, you know. If you watch Young Sheldon, it's a great show. Big Bang Theory ain't my thing. Young Sheldon's awesome. Um, I like David Cronenberg. I like Young Sheldon. Come at me, internet. But George C. Scott
There,
is the
I think what
man.
you're saying is there is no God, because that is not him.
I believe nothing else. But George C. Scott, every movie we've watched him in, he's fantastic in. I want to watch Patton because I've not watched it, and I need to see that. I need to see Doctor Strangelove because I've never watched that.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't know if that's a horror house movie, but we could make anything a horror house movie if we try hard enough.
The best line in Doctor Strangelove, or how I
Learn to stop
Oh,
caring and
Stop
love the
worrying
bomb.
and learn to love the
Yeah.
bomb.
That's it.
Yeah.
is when George C. Scott, they're in the war room, and then the president goes, "There's no fighting in the war room."
I do know of that. I need to watch that. I've been meaning to watch that for years. Tim says Doctor Strangelove is fantastic.
Oh yeah, so
Can we
good.
Can we get away with talking about that on the show? Could we watch that on the show? Is that a possibility? Is there any kind of horror in it that we could? Has everybody feel?
Horror
We'll
of
think about it.
nuclear war.
I'm pretty scared of that.
Yeah, the third nuclear war.
Back to Firestarter. But George C. Scott, fantastic. Martin Sheen, fantastic, especially at this point in the 80s with these horror movies. I don't know if this came first or The Dead Zone. Very similar kind of a character he goes for in both movies, which makes it easy to tie to the Cronenbergiverse. But some things I just don't love. But like Dave, then you get to the end and it just goes for it. And the whole time I'm like, you don't need spectacle to tell this story. And I'm very appreciative that they didn't even worry about that. And it throws the whole spectacle at you with a fireball attached to the front of it. And you're just like, this is fucking rad. And so I kind of agree with Dave. I rated it around a 6.5 initially. But I think I'm going to have to go up too. I'm not going to go as high as Dave. I'm going to go half a point and say 7. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And it is required viewing, especially if you want to see John Redcorn as George C. Scott, as Songman Bird.
On Candy Corn.
Candy Corn, yes. Jeff, this was your pick. Regale us with your thoughts.
I mean, it's definitely a really good movie. It's one of my favorite George C. Scott films because he is just so good in it. I was reading that Stephen King didn't like this movie, even though he helped write the movie.
He seems to do that.
And jumped in, and I guess he didn't like the fan blowing Drew Barrymore's hair back, but that was his suggestion. So it's like they try to please him a lot, it sounds like, and like, but he still didn't like the movie. It's like, oh, okay. And it's more based off the book, according to what I've read. So I've not read the book, but it's more based on it than, The Shining, which of course he didn't like for years.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was some backlash after Kubrick went so far on his own that Stephen King really fought to keep creative control a little bit more after that. That's my
And then you got Maximum Overdrive. I'm not going to do the soundtrack to that. We may never talk about that movie.
Who made who?
Who made who? Sorry, Jeff, we're stepping all over your review. I'm gonna mute me, Dave.
It connects together because it has Emilio Estevez, which is Martin Sheen's son. So I mean, there you go.
It's true.
Oh, but it's just I mean, we didn't even talk about the soldier. He sets the soldier's shoes on fire because he's like he's telling his girl that he's it's not his child.
You sleep with all the guys.
What a dick.
Oh.
So, what would you give this out of 10?
I give it a 7.
Another 7.
Like, yeah, because like you guys said, like at the end of the film, they just pull out all the stops. They destroy everything. The scene at the farmhouse when all the cars are blowing up and all the people are catching on fire. I mean,
That gives,
great practical effects. Great,
yes.
very
that
dangerous,
gives us
and
an average score of 7.2. That fits in line, I don't know, because I do not have my notebook notes. So we'll have to stay tuned till next week for that.
I feel like our ratings are getting more closer the more movies we view together.
It's time for
just
something
Torchy's
more
got-
controversial that will really run the gamut. I want something where we get a 2 and a 10 and a 6 all in the same for the same movie.
Didn't we get something kind of was not Night Swim? What was Ready or Not? No.
Ready
Last
or
Night in
not?
Soho.
Yeah, you guys really screwed the pooch on those movies. But
Sorry.
I got an idea, Chris. We really should make Jeff watch Baskin.
I don't know. We should make anybody watch Baskin.
Should be mandatory viewing.
Dave, you're freaking me out.
Hello and welcome.
That was sorry, Dave.
Are you replacing me with a clone?
I am working on a Dave AI. It's a work in progress. I didn't want to reveal it just yet.
It takes a lot of programming to get the computer to get people's names, dates, simple facts wrong.
All I've really got to is hello and welcome to the Horror House Podcast. That's all Bing will give me for free. Or sorry, Copilot, whatever its name is. I was trying to figure out whose pick is next. I think it's you, Dave. Does this sound right? Because we did The Burbs was you, Roger Corman was kind of all of us. I was Pet Cemetery. Here we are. Jeff, back to Dave. Okay. Do you have any idea what you would like to talk about for next week or watch for next week?
Nice. I don't know. I'm not going to feel the pressure. I'm going to take an extra day. I will text you tomorrow by 2:00 tomorrow.
You don't got to put that time limit on yourself. I won't watch it until Thursday next week.
It's going to be such a great movie pick. You're like, I can't wait to watch that.
Oh, Tim says if you guys Chernobyl, which is I absolutely agree. We could absolutely do the Chernobyl series at some point. I love it. I've watched it twice, even though it's tense. And Mac says, I don't know if you guys ever made Straw Dogs. I don't even know what that is, Mac. Good suggestion. An alt home invasion. Intriguing. I'll write it in my notes, along with the Beatles episode that we're going to have to do in the next couple months. Or a couple weeks. We'll see where we end up.
Oh. Mac, are you talking about 1971 or 2011 or 2013?
Because Dave will say the wrong one most of the time.
Whichever one you pick, I'm going to get it wrong.
2019's The Horde. Dave, it's 2009. 2029's The Horde.
It's not even made yet, and we're going to review it on the Horror House.
He says 1971.
1971. Dustin Hoffman. Okay.
Susan George.
Okay.
I feel like we've watched a Susan George movie.
It has to be better than Marathon Man. Anybody My hot take: Marathon Man was too slow.
I think it's pronounced Running Man with Sylvester muscles,
Sylvester Schwarzenegger.
and it's great. And I think it had the Family Feud guy. Was he the guy that shot himself? I don't know. I forget.
Did he shoot himself, or did he? Mostly jerking off.
Ooh, maybe he did that. Maybe he did that. I'm sorry.
That was the original Superman.
No, that was a horse.
Oh, Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman. Does anybody know this movie?
I've seen it.
Anybody in the
Oh. You mentioned Superman. I had to show my haul real quick.
Very cool. Very cool. Mullet Superman.
No. This is classic Superman.
Oh, that's classic. There's a lot of glare on the.
Yeah.
You need to get some good images, man. Post them up.
Bearded Superman, Solar Superman.
Oh,
Last week was Superman Day on the McFarlane store site. The Dark Knight Superman. Reagan Superman. I can't reach the other one or I'd show it to. You said Superman and I got geeked out.
I get it.
But there was something else I wanted to talk about before we left. To be clear, Chris is not re-recording the soundtrack to Maximum Overdrive.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to drink whiskey on this podcast ever again. I'll be like, wait, you want us to fight in the Ukraine, the three of us? I'll sign all three of us up right now. We can do that. You want to go
like
on
2 days later? 2 days later, Jeff and I wake up to somebody knocking on the door like, "What's come now? You have been conscripted thanks to your friend Chris.
Yeah, I can't be trusted.
There's no time to wait."
I'll sign us up for a hike for the Appalachian Trail. Just be like, yo, we could do that. We could do that in like 2 hours, 2-3 hours. Drunk. We have to be drunk or I won't go.
Down for that.
I thought my pin was in my head. It wasn't. I've had 3 beers. Jesus.
Get it together.
Dave, have you had any? Have you had? I think I may be stalling to try to give you time to think of a good movie to recommend to all of us to watch. Live Free, Die Hard.
All right.
No, I don't mean that. But I just was trying to inspire you.
No, I love to make fun of that movie. That is one of my favorite movies to talk through.
We should do that sometime.
Right.
Is like a mystery science theater kind of thing where we do a watch along to like an old, like Laser Blast or something, some kind of like old whatever movie. That's public domain that we can't be copyright stricken for.
I think I saw Casper is public domain now too.
Casper?
Oh.
Van Dien? Oh, sorry.
Casper. Casper. Okay.
We're just rambling. We're just killing time now.
I'm going to make a suggestion. It's a 2-for-1. My movie pick, and it's going to just be a suggestion for something that we can do together or do a separate episode and kind of time together. Doesn't have to be your pick. I'm not trying to shoehorn an extra pick in here. What if we did Trick or Treat, not cute little Sam guy Trick or Treat, but the original
1987
movie.
86, 87? 85?
And
84.
We back that up with a Beatles conspiracy theory episode.
Love it. I'll redo the whole Trick or Treat soundtrack by next week. Love that soundtrack.
Okay. I'll play the Um, Fairman. I'll play the Fairman on that soundtrack,
I was
Play
like,
the
I don't
thing that
think
goes.
but not with the but
I don't
not with
think
the real
there's.
Fairman, just with lyrics. Like,
I was gonna say I don't think there's much
so it's
flute
kind of the Fairman
on
and
that
kind of the Three
soundtrack.
Stooges.
Okay, fair.
A massive theremin. All right.
I'm kind of all right with that. So next week we'll do Trick or Treat.
Trick or treat.
1986, 7. Anybody got solid information? Hold on, I'll find out.
1980 something.
How do you spell Turk or Tritz?
1986. You were awfully close.
I spelled trick wrong, and then I
It's
spelled 1986 wrong. When you spell numbers with letters, it makes it much longer to take into the Googles. I've still got a
it
whole other
does
beer to go through.
star Gene Simmons, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if it stars them, but they are in it. Gene Simmons, Ozzy Osbourne,
And Boner from Family Ties. It wasn't Boner. What's his name?
Boner.
Skippy. That drives around just listening to cassette tapes played backwards because that's listenable.
Right? I mean, we can't do that.
We may have to pirate this movie because I don't know if it's on anything released in the last 10 years or streamed
Shudder, I
anywhere.
think.
Really? All right. We'll put it on stone now. Next week, 1986, Trick or Treat. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be back here and we're going to be talking about Beatles conspiracy, I guess. We'll just dive into it and see where we can come out. Try to make it, since we've got the video and stuff now, what we can do. I think Jeff said the Beatles were his favorite band of all time.
Oh yeah, sure.
The
Good
Beatles
stuff.
and Guar.
Beatles and Core.
That's a spectrum. All right.
Core remake called the Beatle albums. Oh no,
Chris
the Beatles
did
do
turn me on
Core.
to Chris did turn me on to Beatallica.
Oh yes, I
Several
forgot
years
about
ago.
them. Jeff, have you
What
ever
is-
heard of Beatallica?
No.
It is a band that plays in the style of Metallica, and the singer sounds like James Hetfield, and it's like heavy metal guitars and drums and stuff, but it's Beatles songs, but more of like in a Weird Al kind of a way. And it sounds like Metallica is the Beatles. It's fantastic.
It's great.
I've not listened. I
Interesting.
kind of forgot about them. They were fantastic.
Yes. And confirmed.
Beatallica. Maybe that's part of the conspiracy that we'll uncover. Who knows where we'll end up?
Maybe the real John Lennon plays for Beatallica.
Maybe. I beat Metallica all the time. I do too.
Chris has left. He went to beat Metallica. Peyton.
Go away, Peyton. You guys didn't carry me at all. I was gone. Dave's just like, he's gone. I guess we stream forever.
We can't shut it
We have no
off.
way to stop it, Jeff.
There
We
was
have
one
no way
time.
to stop the stream, Jeff. We just have to keep going.
There was one time I was very drunk. I wouldn't say several years ago, but sometime in between a couple years and several, Tim was streaming, and I would get on there with him. He's like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, leave it on. I'll talk to people. He's like, all right, fucking drunk ass. And so Tim left his stream on, and I stayed and just talked, and got 2 followers that night somehow. And I don't even remember what I talked about. Tim, you may have birthed the horror house in some kind of a weird way. You may have had some kind of hand in this. Because if there's silence, I'm like, gotta fill that up. Gotta
Fill it up.
Nothing wrong with that.
Chris, there's a bomb on the podcast. If it falls below 40 words a minute, the bomb will explode.
Oh, I forget what picture it was. It was something like that. Oh, that was good times. But the whole time I'm like, after about 2 or 3 hours, I'm like, when's Tim gonna wake up? I'm ready to go to bed. But there's gonna have to be so much. You guys are just not talking. Get in here. Get a look at these guys. I leave and then they're just like quiet. They're quiet guys. Dave's never this quiet. Jeff, what have you done to Dave? Where's the real Dave?
In my
Threatened
freezer.
me before the show. Threatened me before the show. Dave's not here, man.
Oh, we could do a horror games episode. Resident Evil 4. Tim has been talking to me about that remake. Jeff, have you're much of a Resident Evil player?
I played 4 and 5.
Back in the day. Have you played the
No.
newer remakes?
No.
I played 2, and it was fantastic. Las Plagas zombies are fast as fuck, boy.
Lost Plague's zombies are fuckboys.
All right.
What that mouth do?
Well,
All right.
now I can't fill that
Right.
space up.
Success. I made Chris speechless.
Would you like to look at my
Success.
Superman figures once more? They really are, but they do throw Molotovs that you can shoot out of their hands. Does it catch them on fire? Does it, like...
Yes.
I must know, Tim. Don't leave me hanging. Stream delay's killing me. I need to know now.
No.
This is the quietest into an episode we've ever had. Or I'm drunk and don't know what silence
Yeah.
is.
That's true.
We're testing you, Jeff. Whenever there's silence, you just hop in. It don't even matter if you're in line with what we were saying. As evidenced by most of the things I say.
It's
So
fun to get off
blame
on a
it on the
tangent.
vodka.
But
This is the first episode I ever drank vodka for. Maybe I'm just
Really?
quiet on vodka.
Maybe.
I don't usually drink vodka.
I make false promises on whiskey. I'm curious what I do on vodka. We're going to reshoot Maximum Overdrive. We're going to get Maximum Overdrive tattoos on our necks.
I have 1 shot of peach mango vodka left. I have 3 shots of coconut, pineapple, and lime vodka.
It puts a lime in the coconut.
I have about 3 ounces of Skullhead vodka. What's this?
Tim, I need you to play Pokemon Scarlet with me and Violet. We need to catch Pokemons together. Tim. You're still there. I'll cut this out of the podcast. It's just me and you. We'll do that. You gotta do that with me. Oh, you're gonna answer that? I asked you a question. You said they really are, but do throw Molotovs. I said, did they rain down the fire on them if you shoot them? And then you didn't say nothing. Where'd you go? Did you go pee? Full undisclosed area. My man. It didn't show up.
Eventually.
It didn't show up. Now?
Do shadow puppets? I mean,
I'm trying to get you to just jump in. Be like, oh, I bought it. Yeah, I just watched it. I watched this, or I bought this, or what do you think of this?
I was watching The Lady Killers earlier today.
What is that? Is that got Superman in it?
No.
Is that murder? Is that a snuff film?
It's the original one that has 1956. There was a remake with Tom Hanks in it. It's a little bit different.
That's what I was thinking.
From that one. But yeah, they rob a money truck, and they stay in this old lady's house.
I vaguely know
Coen
of this
Brothers.
movie. Vaguely know of this.
Coen Brothers. Yeah.
I weirdly think Tom Hanks could have been a good continuation after Christopher
Actor.
Reeve's Superman. I think it could have worked. I think we could have made that work.
Bruce Campbell's in the remake of it of Lady Killers. He's got like
Really?
a small, yeah. He's got like a really small section. He's like they're filming a dog commercial, and he's supposed to be like the Humane Society person that's like no animals were harmed during the making of that, and he's like chatting up a girl and not paying attention that the dog dies
Oh.
on the commercial or something like that.
Tim has a good
Not paying
point.
attention.
Outlast Trials is a co-op horror game that we could... I don't know if it's on PS5 or not. But if it is, we could do that.
So
I'm not sure. But we have been every Tuesday we have been playing some games. Getting into that. We got into some multiverses this week. It's not all horror, but when we can, we'll get some horror in there.
Jeff kicked our ass pretty good for a while with the Jason. We started to make a little comeback, but
yeah.
And then I came in with Superman and was like, "Pa, Dave, fuck you, Papa Chappa." That's kind of how.
You just wait. Shaggy's going to show Jason what the fuck is up. Old Norval.
Bring it.
No
Bring it, brother.
Rodemacher.
Norval
Is that a skin?
Redenbacher.
Is that a skin I can get?
From Indiana.
Mindiana?
From Indiana.
Oh.
Orville Redenbacher was from Indiana. King of popcorn.
Ooh, gunfight.
Tim, nobody can win against me and you in gunfight. We think nobody can beat us in gunfight, I should say. We're Call of Duty pros.
You're probably right.
We've had a professional career for 15 plus years. I guess that about does it.
Correct.
I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this into this episode. I don't know what I just said.
What we need to do is plan a Tappers Day and go up there and play a real game like Miss Pac-Man that's made for real men.
Dave, you're a Donkey Kong guy.
I'm a Donkey Kong guy. I'll whoop some ass in Donkey Kong.
I've seen it. I believe it. I just played some Donkey Kong on the Switch the other day, and I got to the second level. I'm like, damn, I'm badass. And then I was like, Dave's 20 levels past me right here. In the blink of an eye. Dave's a Donkey Kong master.
I can never really get past the second level.
I grabbed the umbrella and then immediately jumped, and I was like, that'll make me float or something, right? Dead.
Like the platform is barely like a little centimeter away, and if you walk off on it, you die. Like, really?
Dave knows what he's doing. I stood there and watched him. I don't know how many levels, and then every time he would do something, I'm like, no fucking way. He's just drunk, going for it, and I'm like, you're gonna get a kill screen.
Oh, no, nowhere near a kill screen. On a good day, I can get through one progression. I get through all the different levels. I can't kill screen it.
Tim will have to get you on a Tuesday sometime. It don't have to be Tuesday, but that's what we're doing right now. We'll stream some kind of horror thing or something.
We'll have a full crew for Dead by Daylight.
We could survive Dead by Daylight together. That is what
we'll die together by Dead by Daylight.
I made Tim. He says he's down. We could do a whole crew.
Last week. Yeah, we kicked some Dead by Daylight ass.
Our first one.
We won once. Yeah.
So Dave got out twice. Me and you died.
I got out twice
after the first one, but so yeah, we'll get dead. Get your Dead by Daylight. We can do that. So I'll buy some DLC with Leon. Get it. Well, I guess that about ends it. I tried to leave some silence. Throw some bones. I think everybody's just kind of tired this week. I think we just... It's
I'm an
hot,
old man
man.
this week.
It's hot
hot.
this week. We don't got a whole lot of nothing left to give. I understand.
You
next
can
week-
look at. I set the room on fire to cool it down. That's how hot it was.
I don't know
So
how
many
true.
puns you could have done.
Did you see where Tim said you look like a Guy Fieri shirt? I don't think that was quite his words, but it was something like that.
the biggest douchebag on the Food Network. All right, thank you.
But we'll be back
Hey
in a
Fieri,
week.
come at me. I'll fight you.
But then you'll be friends with him and not us, and then you'll have
Ah, fuck. I can't fight
Yeah.
you, Guy Fieri.
you're supposed to fight your friends. You told me this.
Let's
Love your neighbors, fight your friends.
check one, check
Tim,
two.
We'll save that for later when you're
Speak
on
into the
live
microphone.
with us.
I got a backup mic.
Tim knows what I'm talking about. We'll check it out in a second.
Some good shit.
But we'll be back. We'll be back in a week with another 80s movie. We are on a roll with the 80s. We're getting like about a month of 80s, and then we'll be back with some Beatles conspiracy IRL stuff. Which I can't wait for. I wonder how many copyright strikes we'll get for that. Because if this doesn't get us a bunch of copyright strikes, then what will? What even will? I like Dave's mosh dance.
The Prodigy probably doesn't even have internet access right now, so
That's a good point, honestly.
I have to go to the McDonald's down the street to get internet access. Who said that? Who said that, Jeff? Why are you talking shit on the Prodigy? I'm
What?
gonna give him your address, Mr. Prodigy. It was Jeff said it. He
That
put
dude
me
is
up to it.
78 years old now. Oh shit, Jeff's a
and
Prodigy fan. He shrugged me off real big there. He's like, he's 54, but okay. Chode.
Talking about
Real
Prodigy,
guns,
I thought you were talking about the company to get online.
Oh! This
It
ain't
became a
1996?
Dial-up internet.
Although, sometimes Dave's connection makes us wonder if he is on that 56K.
AOL.
I'm on the dial-ups. I'm not. My internet connection is so bad. It's not even dial-up. It's the Telegram up.
Beep, 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 beep.
Get outside and crank
Yeah,
it.
You
I got to turn on the internet and then go beep 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 beep.
Every Thursday morning before the Horror House podcast begins, Dave is out there cranking. Tim is getting fiber. On Saturday, Dave.
Missing out.
Then you're going to have me and Tim being like, fiber.
I will tell Stella, get on it, bitch. Why do I send you to work for if we can't get fiber?
We'll have to edit that out. The internet will, if she don't get us, the internet will. But
spoiler alert, I got the best, so the best one.
All right, I've
she's standing on the other side of the desk threatening me right now to say that. She's like,
it does what it says. It's told.
when I'm ready to leave the office, I have to just put my hands under the door and be like, can I get out?
That's my life as a child. My big sister, I'm like, let me in so I can spend time with you. And she's like, fuck off. Get away. It's true. It's true. It's the story I tell the most about her. wouldn't let me hang out.
She turned to a life of crime. I like to tell the story about her being an auto thief.
Oh yeah, she was Grand Theft Auto. Got a license, sold a car. Jeff, do you know about that? She did.
No.
She can't even blame it on violent video games at the time because it was not violent video games at the time.
It would have to have been
Yard's
Yard's
Revenge.
Revenge.
Most violent game there was.
That way. All right.
What can do about Stella?
Oh, we could have a whole podcast about her shenanigans. She used to dress me up in drag, and then the neighbor would call to help me on his farm for something when I was a little kid. Then I'd have to like get cleaned up real quick so they wouldn't get in trouble. When your sister's 12 years older than you, these things happen. And then she kicks my ass as I run out the door. She's like, "Tell them who fucking sent you, you piece of shit." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Oh.
This is all true. All true. I'm trying to get her. I'm not actively trying. I'm actively trying to get Dave to get her on to do an American Werewolf in London. Dave, what's your progress on that? More of a yes now than a no?
Not. Have you ever gone down a hill and then
Sure.
the hill's getting ready to come back up? But
Okay.
you don't. You just keep going down into the earth.
Wow. Everybody's breaking my heart tonight. Tim, everybody's breaking my heart. All right.
Right.
See how it is. You're gonna leave
My
Chris.
summer project. I need to get the carpet ripped up and some hardwood down, Tim, and then Orion's welcome to come on over for the night. I don't even. Did I tell? Yeah, we had the dog last week.
Yeah, you talk. We
New
talked about it on
fucking dog
Tuesday.
Yeah, he's 13 years old and blind, and his eyes bug
Sure.
out in two different directions. And he's a good boy. He's a really good boy.
How old are you
It's
in
not
fourth
hard.
grade? Because that's how
Old.
old I was when I was blind. They're like, "You gotta get glasses," and so I did. Couldn't see the chalkboard.
Well, I started.
Jeff, this is what you got to
telling my
do.
parents,
When there's a space, you just jump in and be like, "I was in school too."
Yeah, I went to school. I went to school once. I went to school and I stopped doing homework. And my parents were like, "Why are you not doing homework?" I was like, "I didn't even know there was homework assigned." And the teacher was like, "I wrote it on the board. He needs to fucking read it." And so then I didn't do homework again. And they're like, "Why didn't you read?" I'm like, "She didn't write nothing on the board. She just scribbled. I'm supposed to read that."
Chicken
And
scratch, bitch.
then they realized, well, Dave was blind and he couldn't see what she was writing on the damn board.
Yeah, same here.
But it's still your fault.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're the
yeah,
ones.
oh, yeah.
We're the ones that fucked up.
Then I just told Stella and Jackie this story last week. Very first pair of glasses I ever got, and we were poor growing up. There was 6 of us living in a house so small you had to go outside to change your mind. We could not even afford to pay attention, and that's how you get ADD. You can't afford to pay attention. But
Fair.
got a pair of shiny new glasses, and less than a week later, went to camp with the Boy Scouts. My parents were always sending me to camp to get rid of me. They're like, go to camp. Get lost in the woods or something. So we were canoeing on Lake Monroe, because we were in training, like you do when you want to torture young kids. We were in training to go 2 weeks canoeing in the boundary waters between Minnesota and Canada. One of the funnest times of my whole life. I loved camping. I loved the Scouts. I mean, it was always really good to me. But I was out on the lake in a canoe, and we were splashing with the canoe next to us pulled up and was splashing us, and we were splashing them. And so then I stood up in my canoe and I dove onto their canoe in an attempt to flip it, and I succeeded. I flipped them out in the middle of Monroe Lake.
Oh no.
And then we're go grab ass and stuff, and I get back over to we finally get the canoe righted and back to the beach, and I realize, oh, my
Yeah.
shiny new glasses are gone.
Oh no.
Oh, yep. I I kept my parents in the poorhouse by destroying glasses so much that first 2 years. I eventually got me a pair of they sprung for the titanium ones that you could take like the temple, like wrap the metal
Oh, and
around
then
your
they.
finger and then let it go and it'd spring back. And I think they took me like 6 months to break those. Oh, I was a terror.
Tim says, "Oh shit, I should DM a zombie tabletop adventure for you guys." Interesting.
I'm
Interesting.
down. Down.
Pitch it to me later. We'll see where we end up. But I think that does it for us because I gotta pee so bad, and I'll leave silence, and Jeff ain't taking it.
Nope.
Gotta snatch it up.
Almost. Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there though. All right. Until next week.
Yeah. You gotta take that silence, slap it on some bread with some mayonnaise, and everybody eat it up.
All you gotta do. And then you're popular on the internet.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I think we're popular. We had Tim and Mac with us tonight, so how much more popular do we need to be?
Shore among my friends on Twitter.
I never remember.
Oh,
I have you as a friend on mine, so
that pretty much makes you a Pauly Shore friend as well.
That makes me Pauly Shore.
And we're going to start working on our horror script starring Pauly Shore and Tony Todd.
And David Keith.
And Keith David.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? I'm in the stream.
Zombie Keith David.
Mac, I'm with you. No more. We're out. We're done. Until next week, trick or treat. Watch it. Be ready, because we're going to do the whole soundtrack.
Rock and roll forever. I don't know the soundtrack for Trick or Treat.
Oh, you will.